Networking is an important skill to have. It's about forging connections that will help you learn, share, and expand your opportunities. You can network with your peers, your parents' friends, your friends' parents by joining clubs and organizations, through internships or jobs, and social media. All right, get ready for 5 tips for networking. Be prepared. Before an event, do your research to understand the audience. Prepare questions and think about what value you can bring to those in attendance. First impressions matter. Be yourself and give a strong, confident handshake and maintain eye contact. Ensure you dress appropriately for the event. Know your story. Practice talking about your interests, skills, and motivations. Then practice some more. Listen! It's a good rule to try and always ask more questions than you give answers. And finally, follow up with the people that you meet. Collect business cards. Ask people to connect with you on LinkedIn. Write thank you emails. Build the connection and maintain that connection. Now, push pause to reflect on networking. Review the tips in your handout and reflect on how you want to improve your networking skills. We can build relationships and connect with others to help grow as professionals. Take a moment to think of a role model who has achieved a goal similar to the ones you have. A role model is someone you look up to or admire. Some questions for your reflection. Who helped your role model achieve their goals? Who in your life can help you achieve your goals? The great thing about non-traditional careers is that you don't have to go it alone. You have people around you who can help. In this unit, we are learning about networking and building our professional growth team. There are 2 types of networking relationships that we find ourselves in: tight connections and loose connections. Tight connections are relationships with people we know closely and talk with regularly. Your family members and closest friends, for example, are the people with whom you are most tightly connected. Tight connections are people who you know really well and are likely to know many of the same things that you know. Loose connections are people you know but aren't as familiar with you, and vice versa. They may be friends, past teachers, an employee that you chat with at the gym or the library. Now, loose connections are likely to know different things than we might know. For instance, loose connections may know of internships, jobs, or opportunities that could help us. Take a moment to reflect on your tight and loose connections. We'll explore deeper in the following activity. Isaac Sirwenga advocates for the personal and professional development of young people. Isaac graduated from Princeton University with a degree in sociology in 2013, where he also worked as the co-creator of Profound Ivy, a career mentorship program for Princeton University students. The following video outlines 3 essential skills in networking or building your team: the wishbone, the jawbone, and the backbone.
So I want to share with you what I believe can be incredibly important for young people. How do we teach young people the principles of networking? 3 bones to networking. 3 simple bones. And you guys all know this. We all know this. It's common sense, but sometimes common sense is not common practice. So the first bone of networking, wishbone. Whether you're a college graduate or you're in elementary school, what do you want? And who can help you attain that? Alejandro had it. He wanted to be a lacrosse coach, and he knew that he had to reach out to a lacrosse community to take that very next step. Bone number 2, jawbone. Now, there's 2 components to a jawbone: competency and humility. Competency and humility. Competency. Do you know what you're talking about? Have you done your research? One of the reasons I believe Profound Ivy was so good at producing results was because before students would reach out, we made sure that they did research on their industry, and then their company, and then the department, and then the position, and then the individual. So before they began to network, they had so much extensive knowledge, by the time they opened their mouths, people were intrigued to hear what they had to say. The other part of that jawbone, humility. You could know everything in the world, but if people don't like you, they will not help you. One simple part of humility is this, and I'm wearing his shoes. These are Gary Vee shoes, and he has his principle that he says, and it's 51-49. Whenever we make a relationship and we're trying to connect with someone, it's usually 50-50. But in networking, if we can learn how to be the 51, if we can learn how to give more, if every time we reach out to someone, we could look and say, what is it that they're looking for and how can I help? It puts us in a position to succeed. And last but not least, my favorite, the last bone that we need to network is the backbone. Persist, persist, persist. The most common word in networking is the word no. You'll hear it over and over again. I like to tell students this story, and I'll tell it to you the same way. I wanted to become an author. I had no idea how to begin. Very simple formula, and I wanted to follow my own advice. I wanted to reach out to 10 authors who wrote in the particular area that I wanted to write in. I read 10 of their books. At the end of their book, I saw their email. I reached out to the 10 authors. Of the 10 authors I reached out to, 2 replied to me. Of the 2 that got back to me, 1 responded, and he was a best-selling author, and I'm so excited, and I opened the email, and it says, good luck. But there was one guy, a guy by the name of Adam, someone who I still talk to this day. Adam called me. Adam spoke to me on the phone for 3 hours. Adam taught me how to market a book, how to publish a book, how to write chapter by chapter. And at the end of our call, Adam told me, call me when you finish chapter 1. Powerful. Powerful. Through networking. That was my passion, to become an author, and networking got me there. The reason why I believe these 3 bones to networking is so crucial in today's world is because young people have to understand this is a skill set. I envision a time where networking is taught just like math, just like reading, just like writing. Because in the 21st century, I truly believe that networking is the currency of our age today.
Another way to think about your network is as concentric circles, starting with you in the center. Your inner circle includes your closest connections, like who you live with and your best friends. Your intermediate circle includes people you have a current and mutual relationship with, for example, friends, classmates, teachers, neighbors, coworkers. Your outer circle includes people you know and who know you, but that's about it. You might share something in common like school, work, or community groups, but you don't really have a reciprocal relationship of any kind. For example, acquaintances, previous intermediate circle people, classmates, or coworkers. The potential circle is for people you'd like to know. you.